Gentleman from California.
Mr. Speaker, I would recognize the chairman of our House Subcommittee who has taken such a great leadership role on these issues, the gentleman from Maine, Mr. Michaud.
Gentleman is recognized.
For 4 minutes.
I thank the chairman for yielding. H.R. 2199 is a bipartisan effort to address the challenges presented by traumatic brain injury and to improve the quality of care available for rural veterans. TBI is considered to be the signature wound of this war. TBI is complex and frequently overlooked or misdiagnosed. We also have very little understanding of the long-term consequences of TBI. We must make sure the VA is doing all it can to provide for these wounded soldiers. This is only beginning. We still have more work to do on TBI, but this is a good first step. H.R. 2199 also includes two provisions to improve the quality of care provided to our rural veterans. With so many veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan living in rural areas and an already existing population of older veterans in these areas, we need to explore innovative ways to improve VA accessibility and quality of care, especially on mental health issues. You heard both from the chairman and ranking member as far as what this legislation does. I would like to recognize the hard work of a group of members on both sides of the aisle who helped craft this legislation. This truly is a bipartisan legislation. I do want to start with my a good friend, Mr. Miller of Florida, who is the ranking member of the Health Care Subcommittee, who has been extremely helpful in getting this legislation introduced and moved through the full committee. Also, Mr. Altmaier from Pennsylvania, who has taken a real leadership role in traumatic brain injury and for his focus on TBI with his legislation, H.R. 1944, which is included in H.R. 2199. Mr. Waltz of Minnesota for his legislation to establish centers for TBI research, education, and clinical activities, which are now also included in 2199, who also serves on the Veterans Affairs Committee. And Mr. McNerney of California, his legislation was included in H.R. 2199 to create the Committee on Care for Veterans with TBI. Mr. Donnelly, who sits on the Veterans Affairs Committee of Indiana, for his bill, which was included in Section 4 of H.R. 2199 to create an advisory committee on rural veterans. Mr. Welch of Vermont for his bill and efforts to establish a pilot program for mobile vet centers, which are extremely important for rural areas. Mr. Lamborn of Colorado for his amendment to include providing benefits outreach and assistance with claims for benefits as part of the mission of Mobile Vet Center. He also sits on the committee and was very helpful in making this bill a better bill. So this truly has been a real bipartisan piece of legislation that took a lot of components of other bills that were through, that were introduced, and we had hearings on to be part of this bill. I also would like to thank Ranking Member Boyer for his focus on this issue and for his understanding of the importance of long-term research and the pursuit of the best practices for TBI care. He definitely has been very helpful with this legislation. And finally, I'd like to thank and congratulate Chairman Filner for his strong bipartisan leadership on this bill and other veterans bills on the floor as well, and look forward to tackling other veterans issues as we move forward in the 110th Congress. So I would urge my colleagues to support H.R. 2199, and with that, I yield back the balance of my time.